Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening to you, my beautiful pen friends, and welcome to another video with your host, Andrew. Now, you're in for a little bit of a treat today. This is a fairly new design from the company Narwhal. I bought this pen from Scriptura Elegante in the Netherlands, and it's just arrived today, and I'm very excited to see what this pen looks like. So, why don't you join me in the unboxing of this pen, and we'll see how it actually looks. Right, ladies and gentlemen, let's just take the box off. So inside we have got the Narwhal care guide with the products listed on the back and date of purchase, so warranty stuff. And then on the inside we've got the pen itself. So I'm going to put up those details right now so you can see that. Okay. On the inside we have got a nice little wrench. If I can take that out. That's for operating the piston to clean it. And then we've got the pen itself. Right, so starting from the top and working our way down, on the very finial of the top we have got a nice little silver cap, very nice, comes onto a nice, very arrow pointed clip, very practical, fits into the pocket with no issues whatsoever. Okay, then comes down onto the main body, which has got this chocolate and mint swirl pattern, very nice, and then onto a nice, very clear ink window, very, very welcomed. Tapers down ever so slightly onto a silver ring and then onto the piston itself. Underneath the cap we have got a stainless steel nib which is in fine and an ABS plastic feed. The section is in matching material as well and the threads are fantastic. It's a relatively good sized pen in the hand, very comfy, and I think you can have no issue, of holding this pen to no matter where you might want. Some people hold it down quite close to the nib. Some people hold it up quite close to the actual threads, just dependent on you. The pen will post, but unfortunately, if this has been highlighted in other videos, you do have to be careful. If you post this pen and you unscrew it, oh no, you're going to get an inky mess. So, generally speaking, I would avoid posting this pen if you feel that you're going to actually accidentally operate that mechanism. So, yeah, just one thing to sort of bear in mind. Okay, so let's get this pen inked up and we'll see how this pen works. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have got the Narwhal Schuylkill, and let's just bring up that spelling very quickly because I do not want to butcher this. And Schuylkill. It's a fine steel nib. Okay, let's get the quick brown fox written out. Superb. Right, okay, let's have a look at some line variation. As you can see, you can go to almost a broad, and that's not bad whatsoever. Let's do some horizontal, some diagonals, wonderful, and we'll also do some figure of eights. Well, as you can see, you can get just a little bit of expression out of this nib. Keeps up quite nicely. Okay, let's have a look and see if it can reverse right. It's smooth, but it runs out of juice quite quickly, and certainly by the time it gets to the E, yeah, I wouldn't recommend reverse writing with it, even though it is actually surprisingly smooth. Okay, well, let's see if we can do something a little bit quick. I'm just going to do scribbles with this. Not bad. And will it write under its own pressure? Yeah, there's no pressure on there whatsoever, and I'm getting really good on those horizontal strokes. There, it was a little bit dry there, but anyway, yeah, overall it's pretty good. Let's just do a wetness test. And on this Canson paper, it's a very absorbent paper, and I expect if you did this on a Tomray River or a Rhodia, you would actually see this working a lot better. At the moment, unfortunately, I don't have either, but I have got some on order at some stage, so that should be making a comeback soon. Right, so let's get back to the main section of this video and have a general talk about this pen and talk about who it's for, who it may not be for, and what my overall feelings are on this. Okay, before we do talk about the actual thoughts and feelings on this pen, I thought it would be quite useful just to do a quick size comparison. So on the left hand side we have got the Mayora in Promptatorey, then we have got the Narwhal Schuylkill in Crimson Teal, Chromis Teal, I should say. Then we've got a Twisby Eco in white. Then we've got a Lummy Vista, which is custom painted by myself with a nice little fishing scene there. And then we've got a Pelican M200 in gold swirls. And then we've got a Sean Design Pocket 6 in Cinnamon Suminagashi. Right, so let's have a look at these pens unposted. And as you can see, the Narwhal Schuylkill actually holds itself in terms of size. The nib is ever so slightly smaller than that of the Mayora. I think it's possibly a number 5 size nib. I could be incorrect, but I've got a feeling it is. The Twisby is a number 4 size nib, and it looks somewhere in between that and the Mayora. So that is it unposted. Now let's head over to my thoughts and feelings on this pen. Right, before we actually talk about this pen, I thought it might be worth talking about Scriptura Elegante from Holland. I believe that's where they're from. I'm pretty sure that's where they're from. But I thought what was really nice was just the fact that it was presented beautifully gift wrapped. And I thought that was just so nice. You know, it's not the only place which does it. Izzard pens do it, Applebomb Pen does it. And I just think that, you know, when you're sending out a nice pen, whether it's £40 or £4,000, it's really nice just to gift wrap something. Didn't pay any extra for it, but it's just a really nice level of customer service. So thank you ever so much. I also received these rather very tasty toffees as well. And I thought, yeah, that again, another little token of gratitude from them to your customers. And I think that's just such a beautiful thing in this day and age, just to sort of maybe tempt people back into, you know, purchasing from that shop again. Now, another good point is that Penboy Roy in his recent Pentertainment podcast said that fountain pens, they're not needed. Well, you're right. You're right, Penboy. Yeah, definitely on the button there. No, we do not need fountain pens, but we definitely do need good customer service. And when you're actually working in a field where you don't necessarily need a device like such as a fountain pen, going that little extra mile just to make sure you've got good customer satisfaction is really, really important. And I'll certainly be buying from Scriptura again. And I have actually also bought the new 365 Narwhal as well, so that will be coming soon. So looking forward to getting some more toffees and another beautifully gift wrapped pen. Right, now on to the pen itself. Right, so what do I like about this pen and what don't I like? Well, I'm going to talk about things which I think could be improved to start with. So on the top, we've got this silver cap. I just think that maybe the Narwhal symbol on there would be fantastic, just to give it a little bit of branding to the pen. Other than on the nib itself, you really do not see any branding on this pen whatsoever. Secondly, the piston knob isn't the smoothest in the world. You can turn it and it's okay, but it does seem to be a little bit of resistance here and there. And also, if I just move this pen up and down, you can see the ink sloshing around on the inside, which is beautiful, but I don't seem to be able to get a full fill with this pen. No matter what ink I've used, it just seems to want to create air bubbles, and I'm just not getting a full ink. Has anyone else with a Narwhal pen experienced this? Please do let me know in the comment section below. Okay, so there must be some good things about this pen then. Well, yes, there is. The material is beautiful, although I wish there was a little bit more depth. It really is a nice material with this sort of chocolate swirl with a minty look. Just makes me want ice cream. Maybe I have to go around to the shop later and get some ice cream. Anyway, I'm thinking about ice cream now. Damn it. Right, so what else do I love about this pen? It's cheap. That's a really good plus in my sort of bank balance viewpoint. But most of all, and I can't really praise Narwhal enough on this, you've got a stamped nib on a pen which costs about £50 from a company which has only been in existence for just over a year. How wonderful is that? I don't mind laser etched nibs, and I get it. Stamping a pen nib is expensive, but if you can do it on a £50 pen, you can certainly do it on a £100 pen. So companies out there, don't care what your size is, please, please, please consider getting your nib stamped, because it really, from my own sort of personal viewpoint, I think it just really makes your pens look a little bit more special. It's not a major sort of deal breaker if you've laser engraved your pen nib. It really isn't. I mean, Leonardo nibs are lovely and those are laser engraved, but I do wish they were stamped rather than engraved. Now, what else do I like about it? It wrote straight out of the box. Didn't have to do any tuning to it. I have had to do tuning to a number of pens which I've received from pens which cost 2 or 3 times the amount. I can't praise this pen enough for the fact that I have got a pen finally which has come straight out of the box and it writes. And I'll be actually really interested to know in the comment section below, if you got to this part of the video, what pens have you bought recently which have written straight out of the box with no issues whatsoever? I'd be really curious to know. I mean, I'm sure there may be a person with a Narwhal pen which hasn't had a pen which is working straight out of the box, but for me personally, receiving a pen which works straight away is a major plus. So that's really the pros and cons. The clip is functional, you know, it's nothing to really write home about. It's a nice chunky clip. I think it puts a nice presence on the pen. And certainly this rhodium trim is a real joy with these colours. So yeah, I mean, it's a good functional pen, and for £40 to £50, depending on where you buy this from, yeah, it's fantastic. And I would certainly say it's a step up from a Twisby. I do like my Twisbys. The Eco's great, but the Diamine 580, as beautiful as a demonstrator it is, I do like interesting acrylics on my pens. Nothing wrong about demonstrator pens, but I do like good, interesting acrylics. So that's it really from me for this week. I have got a lovely pen coming up for next week, which will be a little bit of a surprise. I'm not going to give too much details about it, but it was known to me from a friend of mine for review, which will be lovely to actually have a look at. So I shall see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy the content, and please leave a message about what content you might want to see in the future. And also, before I do sign off, don't forget I have got that ink competition which you can check on my previous video and on my Instagram feed. So, with that, stay safe, goodbye, and be well.